part 2 of the Ultra 7th anniversary is here. We have lots to talk about, and even crazier than that, we have lots of characters to summon. So here we go. I am starting with Vegeta first. Okay, listen, if you're new around here, look, I had to put it on, bro. Look, hey, I had to put it on. It's literally him. It's literally him. So much to talk about. I want to talk about all of it right now. So anyways, it's here, part 2. It is obviously not the part 2 that I think anyone would have expected. I mean, maybe there's a singular tweet somewhere out there on the Dragon Ball Legends side of Twitter that like they predicted Saiyan Saga for 7th anniversary. It was not on my radar, right? I've done a few predictions for the anniversary. I did my, I do one every year where I talk about the entire year, and that one is a bit more generalized. We don't really get too nitty gritty into each section because I know that I'm going to do one for the anniversary, and then I try to do one for each part of the anniversary too. Anyways, that was Saiyan Saga was not. Saiyan Saga was on this year's timeline, so I did at least get that correct because I thought Kaioken Goku made a lot of sense to me as a character sometime this year. Did not think it would be sometime during the anniversary. So that's like genuinely actually surprising, which is probably not what too many people have like angled it towards, is that it's actually it's a surprise. Like them doing fusions at this point. Nimbus is back. What? Bro, this is the dude. Nimbus is all right because Nimbus is back on LF banners. Can we the like button? What? Part 2? What are we talking about? Thank you. I appreciate it if you hit it. Listen, I know, man, I might be up on your TV. I looked at stats the other day. It's like almost 50% of you watching on TVs. I get it. It's not as easy, but you can pull out your phone. I know you got a phone, bro. You're playing Dragon Ball Legends. I need that. Will it? That's basically Vegeta. Wait, I've not looked at these banners. I wonder if these are actually good for you summon it. You use it. I haven't even, I'd not even thought about that aspect of this yet. Anyways, Nimbus is back. That's sick. Nice little thematic, right? Because that's back when Nimbus had some type of actual like purpose in the series. Now, we could get Cell Max animations here today. We could get hopefully lucky on pulls. we could get lots of things, and then we could also not. Hang on, can I out of the gates? Blue, double up. Okay. All right, so let's start with the true elephant in the room. That's the picks, right? We already kind of like like walked around it a little bit. We didn't just like jump and dive right into it. So I don't think the character picks are bad, right? Matter of fact, craziest thing when I was reacting to, I reacted to all of this live, and apparently I had Twitch chatters jumping from my stream to my friends' streams saying like, I'm sell out, I'm glazing, blah blah blah, just because I was excited and happy about everything that was going on. Because I think this is the very important thing, I think, as we remember back 7th anniversary part 2, is that we have to remember how they sold us this as a total package, right? They didn't just jump into part 2 and start showing off Saiyan Saga characters, which by the way are all really cool in my opinion, right? The actual reveal for Vegeta and Goku, because they have so many animations and so many really good animations, especially with that new like cool unique character interaction. I mean, like, listen, bro, I know this is a very polarizing pick for a lot of people, but if you do actually like these characters, like not the Saiyan Saga version, they're just Goku and Vegeta, like the presentation of everything they did here was super impressive. Like that trailer was crazy because simply they just have so many animations to work with, and the way they cut it, they actually, because they're a versus character, which is something they really don't do a lot. This is a versus character. They were able to edit it in a way that actually was sort of like their fight. It really was, in my opinion. I said it in my reaction. I still stand by it now, 12 plus hours later. It is one of the best total trailers that they've ever done, just because they were able to actually edit all the animations together. But I think it's important to remember that they introduced us to this new dynamic system. They're not calling it ground battles, which is fair enough that they're not calling it that, because they don't actually run on the ground, which is another topic we're about to get to. But they show us this whole new dynamic system of fighting mixed with really good animations, and present like a deep dive of like 10 straight minutes focusing on all the new stuff, right, that's coming with this update. plus the characters. And so I think truly, I think when they sat down somewhere in a, you know, a Bandai HQ building or a Dimps HQ building or whatever to pick these characters, they were like, we can probably choose what we feel is very iconic, but maybe not to some people. They might not think it's like the most hype thing. This is like this. I'm almost tired of hearing the word hype. We've just seen it thrown around so much today. But anywho, and because it's this total package of this huge, massive game update and sort of changing the way, at least the aesthetic, right? I'm not so sure I'm sold on like ground battles themselves being a massive change, but that's neither here. We'll get to that in a sec. But I think you have to remember this is a total package, and it's a total package of everything we saw today. I think that was a really good reveals and stuff, as you could obviously see. It's not changed in the last 12 plus hours. I still stand by me having a fairly happy reveal. To me, I thought that was a good reveal. And it's so funny because a lot of people like to change the agenda on how I view characters based to fit to their own agenda. So now usually it's on the fusion merchant, right? If they don't got you know, yellow hair or red hair or blue hair or screaming with whited out eyes, I don't like it. That's the generalized, I think the general public's view of Nano, right? That's the way they see me. But it just is. But now today we've like completely switched up, and it's, well, Nano likes everything, so of course he likes this. But then when I don't like something, it's like, what? Why doesn't he like this? He's the one supposed to always like it, bro. What are we talking? He always likes everything. And now some of you are like, well, what is it? What's something you don't like? Well, the one I always like to go to, because it's the one that I saw people talk about the most, was Bardock and Goku. Because they didn't sell me on that, right? You're making a game original, bro. And I'm not saying you have to go like out to, you know, superhero land, but heroes, sorry, not superhero, but Super Dragon Ball Heroes. But like, let's meet somewhere in the middle. Like, let's meet somewhere in the middle. Goku and Bardock did not, like, still to this day, fine unit, I guess. I wasn't as high up on them as everyone else. So that's like, that's one of the more iconic ones. But I can pull up my reaction to Gotenks. I can pull up my reaction to the OG Dragon Ball stuff. I can pull up my reaction to so many things they've released, right? Like, that's just like, cool. You know, the thing is, ooh. Before I say that, and while Vegeta is hopefully pulling me a Vegeta LF, I just want to say we're sponsored by G Fuel. And the reason why I want to shout them out, two things. We have a Gear 5 collector's box up for pre-order, and if you use code NANO, you save money on it. Yes, a Gear 5 flavor. Actually, it's real. Is the One Piece real? I'm not sure. But the Gear 5 flavor from G Fuel, which you can click the link down below in the description, will take you straight to it. Got some new tech. It'll take you straight to the product I'm talking about. You can check it out for yourselves. And you can pick it up and use code NANO and save money on it. Get a shaker cup, get a new flavor. It's sick. And the other one is the Slayer bundle, which actually comes with a metal cup like this MHA one that I'm using right now. So shout out to G Fuel, shout out to you guys who are using code NANO. And I just think it's cool when they do flavors like Gear 5. It comes to the shaker cup, dude. It's cool, man. It's cool. I just want to give it a shout out, and G Fuel makes things like me being on by the CC today possible. So we gotta give them a bit of a shout out, and especially when they make really cool stuff like that, it just makes so much sense, bro. So thank you guys. So on the flip side of me always hyping up characters, blah blah blah, the thing is, at the end of the day, this is Dragon Ball, and the reason I started this channel was to find more people that were interested in Dragon Ball. And Dono and I talk about this on the podcast all the time, which people tear us apart on our opinions, because in a podcast form, you're able to dive deeper into things, kind of like what I do in these summoning videos, but you're able to dive deeper into things than you typically would, especially in a conversational format with a friend that you're filming for like an hour long. And so you can really go into more detail and depth than you typically would. But the thing he and I always say is that if Goku and Vegeta and Co are on screen, it washes any other anime ever. Like, it's in a league of its own. So for me, that's how much I like this stuff, dude. For me, if Goku and Vegeta are on screen, then it's already awesome. And so today, you know what I saw? I saw Goku and Vegeta on screen doing lots of really cool animations, doing special interactive animations from a Clash that we've never seen them do before. Basically, they're kind of like Dokkan's intros in a way. And it's like, that was cool to me. And people were mad that I enjoyed it. And I'm like, are we not, listen, I'm not trying to be one of those Twitter users, because like, I agree there are hype levels and layers to all of this. But are we not Dragon Ball fans, man? Do we not just like, if you're playing Dragon Ball Legends and you don't like Dragon Ball, I actually genuinely am curious why, because there's a million other mobile games, gacha games you could be playing that might better suit and fit your wants or needs from a phone. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. And so I think ultimately when it comes down to the picks, just to reiterate, I think it's a total package. I don't think you can just judge this based purely off picks. And to be devil's advocate, and I kind of almost want to make a video that dives a bit deeper into this, but ultimately, like when you're on this, if you're on the side that Saiyan Saga is anniversary worthy, and I think what they did here today is, man, I think these characters are super impressive, right? Not got to use them yet. I haven't got to do the battle system yet. I'm just trying to get the characters and you know, go from there. On the flip side of that, the people that obviously want the Super Saiyan stuff, want the fusions, want the blues, want this, want that. At the end of the day, it is a gacha game, and people are spending lots of money to get these characters. And I think we've been very much so trained to, like, I mean, literally since we started getting games, right? The first truly widely released game in the States, at least, I can't speak for any other country, but where I live, and in the US was really Budokai, right? Like, I think Final Bout had a launch. I can't remember the exact date on Final Bout. Either way, like, it's not even comparable to like Cells. It was in October of 1997. It's not even comparable to Cells. Not even comparable to Budokai 1. So we'll just start with Budokai 1. Budokai 1 only goes up till the Cell Saga, right? Because it also was sort of like pacing with how it was releasing here in the States. Because by the time it got to the States, Dragon Ball Z was done, Dragon Ball GT was done, everything was done, right? Until they would do Dragon Ball Super. But to all of us here in the States, because again, the internet was like freaking making, you know, like dial-up noises to get on the internet back then. Anywho, it was all fresh and new to us. And so even then, games went to at least Cell Saga. So ever since then, I think we've had it like drilled into our brains that Saiyan Saga is like a pack-in choice, right? Like Saiyan Saga is a guarantee. Like if you're selling me a Dragon Ball game and it doesn't at least have a base Goku and a base Vegeta, why am I buying this game? And so because I think that's been drilled into our minds, because that's such a basic commodity of a Dragon Ball game, I think we've almost been trained to not expect Saiyan Saga to be a hype sort of thing. I really do believe there is some psychology behind that. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I also think like people, I wasn't paying attention. Dang, I wasn't paying attention if the skip was there or not. I think people misconstrue like when someone's discussing hype in a gacha game and hype in Dragon Ball. I think almost everyone I talk to that is a actual fan of the series and the show agree that the Saiyan Saga is very good, right? There's filler. There's filler in like every Dragon Ball Z arc unless you're watching Kai. But there's filler, but like it's mostly good filler, right? Like let's not talk about dueling Piccolos, but outside of dueling Piccolos, it's good filler. So good, and I love to bring this up and give Dotto a hard time, but he gave a filler episode with Gohan a 10 out of 10. This is a good episode. 10 out of 10? I don't know, Dotto. I don't know. Y'all have to stick that with Dotto, dude. I don't know, bro. Maybe he's just a glazer, bro. Maybe he just hands out 10s like candy. He doesn't. It's still so strange. I think he was just desperate for a 10 because there was when you get done with Raditz and you like are in that bridge from Raditz to those two really good Gohan episodes, there's like a bit of a low point there. Like you're like, ooh man, what were we doing? What were we doing here? Like there's a lot of weirdness. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I think people, at least on Twitter, are definitely getting the gacha heads that are just speaking from a gacha standpoint, where you could spend as much for a new Nintendo Switch 2 and walk away with absolutely nothing. Like I think that's where the sort of mistranslation comes. Is I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I don't think that the gacha heads are talking about it in a generalized way of just saying like, hey, this saga isn't hype, period. Like I don't even respect this, bro. I want to see Goku black or nothing at all, right? Like Like I better be seeing a pink haired transformation, or I just do not care, bro. Wait, these guys don't even transform. Oh, okay, they do, but it's like into a great ape, and they do Kaioken. Like, that's not cool. I can't speak for them. that ain't me. I can't speak for them. But I think it really is just from a gacha standpoint of like, hey, I might. By the way, don't spend Nintendo Switch 2 levels of money ever on any of these. All right, don't. Just watch my video, live vicariously through me. Watch Gresh's, Ryuden's, Diddy, like whoever's that you want to watch. Watch their videos. Don't do that. But you could, and you can walk away from nothing. So I think if you're going to do that, you at least want it to be for something that you feel like wasn't like a pack-in type of thing. I think that's what it is. Do I really know? No. Am I just mostly like yapping right now? Yes, but it is things I care about. It's the reason why I've had this channel for like 10 years. All right, so let's talk ground battles. You want to talk ground battles? Holy crap, dude. I got to give a shout out to Nick. So I'm live on twitch.tv/Nanogenix. If you ever want to tap in, watch me live, come over there, do it. But I got a big shout out right now to Nick, who I guess was going to get immortalized in this part 2 summoning video, because they just dropped a 20 bomb. What are we talking about? Thank you, Nick, for the 20 bomb while I'm live. That is amazing. I appreciate that. Wow. Anyways, that's nutty. But ground battles. Lots of talk today about that. And if you watch my reaction, I was like, well, wait, they're floating there. By the way, I'm like 10K in, nothing. I don't have a Nappa. I don't have a Vegeta. Ooh, please, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Let's go. All right. It's not Cell. Not Cell. I swear, if this gives me a shattered dimension and it could have been Cell, I might. Don't, dude, don't. It's not going to, though. I'm gonna get like a 3-year-old unit. Watch this. I'm covering up with the skip button. I can't see it. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm getting. We'll see. Rainbow text, Broly animation, Jiren. Wait, which is a 2022 unit, which is 3 years ago. Okay. All right. Man, that was sick. That was sick. Anyways, as I reacted to ground battles, even I pointed out, like, wait, they're still just floating. And so there's been a lot of conversation today about how they should have been animated and been on the ground. They've been working on this a long time. And I don't know what the logistics goes into to making, because I still think, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of games that look good, right? Like, there's just a lot of games that look really good. You should feel lucky. Super elite like myself, spar with just anyone. Dude. Okay, y'all know it's Vegeta. I be glazing. Am I crazy right now for thinking that this is like one of the best arts in the game? Like, you want to talk about aura? Look at the aura on this dude. Look at it. Dude, he looks so sick, bro. Like, his art blows that Goku art out of the water. I'm not a big fan of the Goku art. Matter of fact, if you rewatch the reaction, before they get revealed, I said, is it possible I don't know that guy's Max. Is it possible that Goku's an SP and the Vegeta, it wasn't Max, and the Vegeta is the LF, and then there's going to be something else. Hang on, let's see the other art. There's got to be a cut in. Cut in? Dude. Oh my gosh, dude. They cooked, bro. Oh, man, dude. I mean, listen, take it with a grain of salt, cause like, honestly, is Vegeta my favorite character in all of fiction? He might be. Do I hate myself a little bit? Sure, man. He takes a lot of L's, but like, sometimes it happens. Dude, I need Nappa now, bro. Wait, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. Anyway, there we go. We got one out of 4. Yo, I gotta give another shout out to Nick, who just dropped another 10 bomb here on my Twitch community. This is what you're missing out on if you're not here live. So, Nick, thank you for the additional 10. Somebody asked, before I get back to round about it, somebody did ask, do I think these are worth summoning for? I don't know, right? I've obviously not used them. I've not used them, so I don't know. To me, and this is to me, I'm not a god rank player, right? Like, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think the Vegeta looked a little more impressive on paper, but obviously Goku's Sun family, like, he's gonna always have a nice probably pocket that he can like sit in for like forever, you know? I mean, yeah, but Vegeta family also is just getting a lot of buffs right now too. But the Vegeta did seem a smidge better, but I could be very wrong on that. But should you summon for these? I don't know. That's like genuine. I think like if you like the characters and you want to try to use them, then sure. From a pure like team build perspective, I don't know that these characters are ideal for that, right? Like Tien is very niche, a very niche character. Like if you're not running full Saiyan Saga team, that's an incredibly niche character. Nappa is a Saiyan, so you do benefit from that. And obviously Vegeta and Goku are also Saiyan, so you do benefit from those aspects. But you know, if you're like a uni rep, if you're a GT, God rest your soul, you know, it's like maybe not though, right? Maybe part 3 is GT SSJ4s, and it's literally Goku and Vegeta. I would personally probably, right, like if I'm really trying to save my CC, I would think I don't know, because this has pity. I don't know, my gut tells me just go for the ultras. I don't know yet. I don't know. They said there's one more surprise, which I was gonna get to in a second, so I don't want to get there yet. But the thing is like you can always say wait, but then you get in this like perpetual, you know, thing of just like waiting and then going, I don't know, should I spend on this release, and then you wait more, should I spend on this release, and you wait more, and then you just never summon, and then you never really play the game, and so what was the point? So I think that you decide, you look at the banners, you see if there's other LFs in case you don't get the new ones, and just see if those are things that would benefit you. Because like that's one of the drastic differences between say Dragon Ball Legends and Dokkan, is that the team, because Legends is a PvP based game, like the team build aspect of Legends and Dokkan are drastically different. They still both use categories and stuff, but within Legends, especially if you're trying to be a very budgetary type spender, you really want to focus on like 1 or 2 specific tags that you're trying to build out. Preferably it's tags that you like, but that you also feel you have faith in them actually buffing frequently. Sometimes you just can get unlucky and they won't buff them for a while. But you know, with that in mind, are there characters on these banners, plus do Vegeta or Goku benefit you and the team that you're trying to use? I think those are like the questions you have to ask yourself. And if they come out with Ultra LFs, or it's dual Ultras in part 3 and you've zapped all your CC, do you feel as though Saiyan Saga, Goku, and Vegeta were that exciting for you that there's nothing they could do with an Ultra that would like tempt you or make you wish you had that 20 or 30k CC back? I think those are things you need to think through before you actually genuinely, this is crazy, I'm talking like this in depth for a freaking mobile game on your phone about Dragon Ball, but those are the things that I would personally probably think about. But you're asking someone who summons on literally every banner. I haven't missed a banner in 7 years. So, well, actually I skipped one as a bit because I made a short, and then I was like, well, I can't be a bitch about this because I made a short that I was skipping it and I didn't summon on it. I feel like that was anyway, it was freaking Nappa and Gohan. It was just a bit, it was a bit, bro. It was a random Mega Rising banner, pure bit. Please, Nappa, come through. 2 more multis on the Vegeta banner, please, 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 dude. Come on, please, let's go. Listen, it's gotta be. Oh my gosh, dude, it's not. I really want it. Why can't I, with my own eyes on this big, nice, wide ass gameplay, see the freaking Cellmax animation? What do I have to do to see this? Dude, what do I got to do to get an Ultra or an LF Meta Cooler? Don't care about Lavender. What do I got to do to get an Ultra? What do I got to do to get a new Super Vegeta? Okay, wait, did we just max him? Dang, dog. We did in fact just max him. All right, please, bro, please, Nappa, please, on the free one, Nappa, before I swap, Nappa, please, please. Not a bad sign. It's not. You know what? I'm so confident he's not in this. Cool. All right, I know we don't have nap up, but we're swapping to the Goku banner for a little bit. Probably will go back. I just want this video out and say we're gonna go until I get all of them. I might, if I can get lucky with Goku here before round CC, I will switch back to Vegeta. But the real goal is just so I can have Vegeta and Goku, because I listen, bro, we are in an anniversary. Regardless of how you feel about the picks, it is still an anniversary, and I want to make a few more videos, or at least a couple more videos over like the summoning aspect. Plus, you know, I am trying in the most nonchalant way possible to get a friggin' Cell Max animation. Now, who knows when that'll happen? Listen, I put out a video, or put out a short where I like went over all the new animations, because there's like 3, I guess, that I don't know if there's any in this one. I've not looked, and I went to Twitter. Didn't want to be spoiled on literally anything in case there was. It does not appear to be any new. Nimbus is back. That's pretty sick. Nimbus only ever appears on like Ultra banners, I feel like, right? I think that's right. Anywho, but I made a short, and there were people still saying it's fake, right? The Cell Max animation is fake. I can appreciate a rare thing in a gacha game. I can, but like to the point to where I 14-starred SSBE Vegeta, and I've pumped up UI a little bit, but I think I got him to red 3 or red 4 off summons alone, which granted they are buffed up Z power. So you do pull them in a bit higher Z power each time, but still enough times that I should have gotten a Cell Max animation. Like, let's crank up how often you would get that, just a little bit. Like that's how I feel about it anyway. But I got people commenting saying it's fake, and I can't even hardly blame them, because like the average player, unless you get beyond lucky, I mean, I spent probably more I would assume anyway, more CC in part 1 than the average player, and I didn't get it. And the reason why I for sure didn't think it was real, or at least not in the game and active, is because I went to Garesh's stream the next day, and I scanned through that stream where he spent tons of CC, and he never once got that animation, and he pulled them a lot, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is fake. And then said that in videos, and you guys started tagging me like a pure raw, like, you got the animation. And I was like, okay, so it is real. So it is real. But it is turned down, and it definitely, from what I can tell, it's a Trunks or Bardock animation, or Shattered Dimension, where you literally have to get the new unit in order for it to activate. And because all these other animations are still live, I don't think I've gotten a Shattered Have I gotten Shattered Dimension? I haven't, but I know Sauceman did in the quad. So Shattered Dimension is still active. So now what they've done is they've diluted the pool of all the animations you can get. So now Shattered Dimension just got more rare, right? Cell Max is still really rare. You could also get Trunks, and you could also get the Bardock animation, which also has variations to it as well. So like, what are we doing, dog? Let's turn up the new one that you put a lot of work into, just a little bit.
This is not gonna end the way it did.
I was like, I won't lie, I was not paying attention to the skip button. So I definitely did not know. The screen is actually big enough where I can like look like right here, and I can't really tell if the skip button's there or not. Oh man. All right, having to change his name. Sauce did not change his name. I choose not to do it because if you say his name enough, it'll actually, I guess, auto closed captioning thing, I guess, will pick up on that you said his name a bunch, and it will put the real one as a feature in the video. What is streamer's problem? I saw Senna streaming with Zoil picking up a dress for that, and I was like, I want to Google and see what is this? What are they doing? But I have not. I identify more as a YouTuber than a streamer. I know I'd be streaming, but I don't know, dude. I don't be accept my invite and you'll find out. Anyways, sorry. Back to the ground battles discussion, which I got so away from. Anyway, so people were mad. I saw some people like not vibing with the fact that they're still floating. And after looking at it more, you know, there is the overdrive change, which is to be determined on whether that's a good change or not. But there is the overdrive change. But ultimately, outside of, you know, tackle and then knocking them down, or tackle and then knocking them back up to the sky, unless I miss something, there doesn't appear to be the biggest of changes to the battle system as it would at first visually appear to be, right? Like, now, granted, there is going to be arts cards, so this will force you to want to tackle and then put them in the sky or put them on the ground, but there are going to be arts cards that benefit based on which of the zones you're in, which is going to add a bit more than I think some people were giving it credit for. But outside of that, it is still them just floating, but now they're floating down. And I will say, I 100%, like, when you really start thinking about Legends and the fact that, yeah, there's all these stages, but for the most part, you're just floating out in nothingness with the stage kind of behind you. Being down in the actual, like, ground and having, like, especially Wasteland, one of the most iconic, like, Dragon Ball maps of all time, and having the rocks around you, like, I rewatched that gameplay several times, it does add a bit more. I too would have loved to have had them actually go to the actual ground, proper, like, to the ground, like what Kakarot did. So Kakarot added ground battles in, I think it was 2 DLCs ago, because that last DLC we get was like the Oob DLC, and it was one before that was the 23rd World Tournament DLC, and that one added ground battles, and that was a really, really sick update. And I'm not trying to be like a corpo, you know, this is my cyberpunk path was not corpo, all right. I was a city kid, right? When one of the options was corpo, city kid, and crap, man. They were like in the Outland area. Oh my gosh, what was that path called in old Cyberpunk 2077? Either way, I'm not a corpo, all right. But what I will say is that there are a lot. Nomad! Magneto Master got me. Nomad. There are a lot of characters in this game that would have varying animations on the ground. I will say, I think that would be a huge feat coming into this game 7 years in with all these characters, and now they were all originally animated to hover. Now, all of a sudden, you're having to animate them having actual contact to a ground object, and they have to make them different, right, to some extent. I don't know. I think it would have done a lot, but I will say, after further looking at it, I'm like, this didn't change as much as I felt like it should have, and as much as it does seem like it does visually, it is still very, very similar. But the overdrive aspect is, I think, going to obviously change quite a bit, from the ability to overcharge your ki, which then nullifies out like a lot of the basic attacks, not like anything that's not using an actual card, and then from the aspect that it's literally Dragon Rush, which is basically like a second Rising Rush. I don't know that we needed that. I don't know, like this is like, again, I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself, because I've literally not played the new battle system at all. I've just been summoning. I'm trying to pull these characters so I can freaking use these characters in the new battle system. That's what I'm trying to do, dog. Dang. Has he pulled any copies? One Vegeta, and that is it. One singular Vegeta. I'm almost an hour into these guys being out, and I have one Vegeta to show for it. You know, with that in mind, I think I just skipped. I did not. We'll skip that, because it wasn't anything. I'm gonna use tickets, by the way. 100% about to use some tickets. There's a very obvious theme going on now, and it's a theme till it's not a theme. So maybe we're all looking into it the wrong way. But right now, the 4 summonable characters available for the Ultra 7th Anniversary campaign are 2 Gokus and 2 Vegetas. So, I cannot lie, I am now leaning towards, for sure, a Goku Vegeta type of unit for Part 3. Now, it could be our first ever Tag Ultra. I've been saying this for a while. That could be the big update, right? I think the context that Tani said there was one more update planned that they are not announcing yet. One more big update. Obviously, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to do anything else to the battle system, right? I think that this was the battle system update. I would not anticipate another big update that pertains to the battle system. We had the UI update, the battle system update. No, obviously right now I've not thought about it too much, and I probably, did you use code Overdrive in the web store? I've not done that yet, but you can use code Overdrive in the web store to get some free CC. But they did say there is one more big update, and today it was obviously very integral to the Part 2 characters, right? The Part 2 picks were very much so thought out and planned with what they were doing with the update, or I feel like, anyway. It's still strange to me. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it probably wasn't ready. I don't know if you guys remembered how long the guild battle update took, but maybe things just don't go the way they're supposed to sometimes. And so the Tournament of Power would have been a really good one that included this, right? Because they couldn't fly in the Tournament of Power. They like literally flying was not a thing in the Tournament of Power, and so but in Legends they just fly around the stage. So it would have been pretty cool to have had that in part 1. But these characters feel like they were literally designed, to me, maybe they're just really selling on it, but to me they feel like they were really designed to take advantage of just the overall update and aesthetic. You know, maybe I'm just like hook, line, and sinker right now. You know, that's Bandai to me, but that's how I feel. And so I don't know what it could be, but like what the next update could be. We got the UI update, got the battle update, but my guess is it will pertain to some extent to the Ultra. I don't know that they would say an update if for just to be a tag unit, so I don't know what it could do. But my money is now on Goku and Vegeta. Whether it be tag and that it was like part 1, part 2 was, you know, separate characters, and then for part 3 they bring them together to make our first ever Ultra tag unit, or it's our first ever double Ultra drop. I wouldn't really put it past them at this point. They've never done that, but they never done anything until they actually do it. Like, something is a pattern until it's not, you know. A lot of people thought this year would be Ultra UI because we had the Ultra version had come back the following like 3 years after they had released. If you didn't notice that, first anniversary was Super Vegito, LF Super Vegito. Fourth anniversary was Ultra Super Vegito. Second anniversary was LF Vegito Blue. Fifth anniversary was Ultra Vegito Blue. Third anniversary was SSJ4 LF SSJ4 Gogeta. Sixth anniversary was Ultra SSJ4 Gogeta. Fourth anniversary was LF UI Goku. No Ultra UI Goku. I still think, and this is so crazy because so many people were on my ass about this, but if you just literally replace the LF UI Goku with an Ultra UI Goku, I think it changes a lot of the general like perception of the game right now, because a lot of people were like, there's so much weight on part 2, right? Like part 2 has to save the anniversary, which by the way, I think for most people there's no saving the anniversary anymore. You either are liking it or you're not. I think that's where we're at. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It has been so interesting watching the Saiyan Saga stuff today. And honestly, I won't lie to you, like in the mid reaction again, it's in a bubble, right? Completely in a bubble when you're doing one of those reactions. I mean, I had my live chat, but it was my chat was actually kind of gassing it up too. There's a few detractors. And then you go to Twitter and it's like it's 50-50, dog. It's crazy. Because there's gonna be some people that walk away from this anniversary now because of what they did with Saiyan Saga, and probably will think it's like one of the best anniversaries of all time. There's gonna be others that are gonna walk away and think it's the biggest piece of dog shit they've ever seen. It's crazy. It's nuts. It is nuts. I'll agree. It's dude, I've always loved this art so much. The art for that Super Baby 2 is so freaking sick. I've always thought that was like really cool art. Ranking and reacting to every art in Dragon Ball Legends. My chat was saying shatter. That's how little of a believer I was, bro. There was no shatter there. There was no shatter. I didn't believe. There wasn't an ounce of me that believed that was going to shatter. But maybe this could be Cell Max. This could be Cell Max. Watch this. Not my dad. Nope. No father. Not today. Hang on. Hold. Come back. That was crazy. Please, bro. Cell Max. Come on. Come on. Just do it. I don't even care. Just Goku, please, bro. I'm covering up the skip button. Here we go. Come on. What are we doing? Is this real? My phone literally crashed. Yeah, I went to go cover it up. Hang on, here we go. I don't think in my entire history of covering this, maybe even Dokkan 2, that I've ever had this happen. My phone shut down. That's what you just witnessed. My phone shut down and I freaking pulled the Goku. You cannot make this up. If we got far enough before it crashed that it literally, we know, oh dude, this Kaioken art is infinitely bad. Dude, I don't like this art that much. This though, yeah, they cooked with this. I don't really like the other one that much though. Dang. All right. We got some tickets. We got some. We're taking a small break from CC. We got some tickets. The ultra rare phone crash animation. Dude, I was like, space, man. Come on. All right, come on. One more game. But like, let me see it. Let me see it pop up. I've seen some green sky cell max animations. Hang on. Instead of cell max, he got cell crash. I like that one. All right, y'all, you know what? Y'all aren't doing too bad today. That is not cell max. Bro, if that Trunks would have been him and I could have just gotten it. Hey, man, listen. I'm fishing, bro. I'm fishing. Let me get one, bro. Let me get one. I just one singular cell max animation. Did Dano get the UI summon animation at all yet? No. It does not exist in my copy of Dragon Ball Legends, man. I might need to go back and get a new copy. I should probably trade this one in and get a new one. I think my copy is glitched. All right, 3 more decently high chances to pull Vegeta, which also means 3 more decently high chances, not really, to get the Cell Max animation. I could also, I guess, call the UI animation or the Beast Going animation. For some reason, I really just call it the Cell Max. Like in my brain, I'm like Cell Max. But yeah, you're right. It's the UI Goku animation. Honestly, if I was titling a video, I'd probably be like, on a ticket, dog. On a ticket. You got green Vegeta? Come on, dude. This could be the one. Come on. Rainbow. It could still be him, though. Dude, if this is Vegeta, though, you see what I mean? Crank the animation up a little bit.
You should feel lucky. Super like myself. Ball was just any.
Like what? Like I ain't gonna complain, no, bro. That's aura, bro. He's 7 stars, man. Oh my gosh, dude. Get out of here, bro. All right, one last thing. Oh, okay, all right. I don't have a Nappa or Tien, dude. Come on. The chances of getting Nappa here, though, are like, I think they're still just 1%, so they're not raised like they are with Vegeta. The art is really good. I'm glad you think so, because I earlier was basically having to make sure. I was asking chat, like, am I crazy, or does Vegeta have like one of the best arts in the entire game? All right, let me see if I can get a freaking Tien. Hang on. Tien. Chaozu. 5 pods. UI Goku animation. Beast Gohan. Part 3 double ultras. Imagine they debut ultra LFs and then also do it as a double ultra drop too. It's the first ever ultra LF, and it's also 2 separate banners. And part 1 was Dokkan's 6th anniversary. Part 2 was Dokkan's 7th anniversary. Part 3 is Dokkan's 8th anniversary. And so it's the Slaybics idea of the Spirit Bomb, but they just go ahead and they do the GT Spirit Bomb and the Z Spirit Bomb. I won't lie, I'm not against either of those. If I were to choose one, I'm obviously choosing the Z Spirit Bomb. The Z Spirit Bomb, the like finale of Z against Kid Buu, way more impactful to me anyway growing up than the GT one was. The GT one was good by no stretch of imagination. It was really good, but for me, dude, like, because GT to me growing up.
Nah. Calm.
What is Zarbon? Hang on, what did Zarbon just tell me to do? I've never listened to that, and if I have, I've forgotten it now. I'm still thinking about Zarbon, bro. Real talk, have you guys ever noticed Zarbon has like the prettiest eyes in Dragon Ball? He said to like the video. I like that. This is what I want, man. It's always about Gogeta. I'll be damned, dog. Give us some Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Give us some Super Saiyan God Broly. Super Saiyan God Goku, and give us some Brolys. Why is it always Gogeta? It doesn't always have to be Gogeta. CC. Okay, I got enough to be able to finish out this rotation, and then we're gonna do one more rotation on Vegeta, and whatever happens there happens. The video ends. So I'm really hoping that we get a Nappa or Tien, at least one, like maybe not both, but one or the other. Obviously Tien's a much, okay, wait, hang on. Dang, dude. These summons have not, these summons have been, like, I've not even gotten cyber units, so I can't even get Trunks animations. Like, I've had the opportunity to get a good animation 3 times. In terms of like Trunks, Shatter, Bardock, Father. And then I guess the other one is the Blues working together. Blue Vegeta and Blue Goku together. Bro, I mean, we're pulling tons of SPs. It just doesn't mean anything. I'm Bergamo. Have this hamburger. This is it's crazy. I feel like my P1 summons were definitely a little bit better than this. I don't think they were that crazy, but they were definitely a smidge better than this. They came back, I feel like, in the duel, perhaps? Not in the quad. The quad was bad for me, dude. Like, I think we did that whole thing and I pulled 1 copy of a character. And it was a lot of CC. Speaking of duels and quads and all of that, I'm still live and Sauceman just gave me a raid. Shout out to Mr. Sauceman. Appreciate it. Yeah, so these have went about like that, I feel like. Or definitely probably worse, because I don't even have any Cyber units to show for it. This is crazy. Usually, dude, I'm not kidding. Usually I'm getting these Cyber units like so much that I'm sick of seeing them. And I just want to pull the freaking actual unit. But in this case, which I'm not pulling this ain't happening. It ain't happening. It's not, because I'm not covering this up. I can see that the skip button isn't gone, so there was no way that was Tien. All right, I'm gonna swap. Probably shouldn't, because I actually need more stars on the Goku, but I really want this freaking Nappa. I want to freaking plant some Cybermen, and I want to self-destruct on people, bro. Come on, Jocko. I spent 40K, got 3 Tiens, and that's it. So right now, what you're tapping into and you're watching, when I finish this CC, I will be 35,000 CC deep, and I will have pulled 2 Vegetas, 1 off of ticket, 1 off CC, and 1 Goku. So that's where we're at. So pretty like standard, like not, it could be way worse. Could be way worse, but also not anything that's like you're losing your mind because you're like, Nano's luck is so good. I can't believe that he pulled 2 copies of Vegeta and 1 copy of Goku and 35,000 CC. I guess I'll have to tune in to the next episode of Nanogenix Summons on Dragon Ball Legends to find out what happens next. I might be losing my mind. You think he could be golden and then also have Sumax show up? Probably not. I could skip, and if it were Nappa, it would pop. But then I might also skip a Vegeta, and that would really suck. Guys, I just wanted to remind you, by the way, don't forget to use code OVERDRIVE in the web shop. So it's super important that you guys use code OVERDRIVE in the web store. You get some free CC. Maybe one day you could use things like code Nano or code Sauce or code Iron in that web store, and it might benefit the creators. But that's not today. It'd be sick if it would be sick if they would do that. Oh wait, there's a Slay in my chat too. There's a Slay in my chat. Nano live this late? Hey man, that's when they release these characters. I mean, these characters are all of 1 hour and 20 minutes old. Oh, I just found out that I was Iron Kane's second choice. He was gonna raid Sauce for. I got an Iron Kane raid too. He was gonna raid Sauce, and Sauce wasn't live, so he raided me instead. That's so, dude. Isn't it always great when you find out you're someone's second choice? It just feels wonderful. Sickness. You don't feel good, bro? Just get better, please. Lose. Making sure to finish my training for my new characters. You gotta remember that, man. It is a key feature of Dragon Ball Legends. You do want to level up your characters before you dive into PvP. In most cases, I think it would actually even ask you, are you sure you want to go into PvP with...
Number 2, we can do this. Let's do it together.
Is this my... I still think that might be my favorite part 2 reveal of all time. I really do. See, the thing is that, so I reposted that as a short because I just believe that, you know, in my heart of hearts. And a lot of people, there's obviously arguments about it in the comments, but I think the thing that you have to take into account for that reveal specifically is that we had never had a double LF in a part 2 of a celebration. Part 2 had never been that. Like in that structure, okay, in that specific structure, because there was a structure prior where yes, we got Broly and Gogeta. But that was like before we had the part 1, part 2, part 3. So I don't know that we totally expected like double LFs. Like that was a really good fake out. There's been some not good fake outs. It's so much so that I think in one of them she like spoiled. She literally talked about multiple characters and then they pretended like they were ending and then it came back. Like wasn't a very good fake out. Anyway, that one was really good. The context matters. It's kind of like when we remember this part 2. The context of this part 2 and them introducing this battle system will be important for probably a lot of people. Bro, it didn't matter. I'm gonna go back to the other banner. We're zapping CC. I don't even care. Here we go. We're going until I have no more CC left. Please. Triple Z power is massive. It actually is. Please, man. Bro, what do I gotta do? How hard is it playing on a tablet? So I moved from, I don't 100% love this because it's obviously a floatable, so it like bends. There's like some bend to it, but you do get used to it. Obviously, like Ryuden uses one, Kuba uses one. But before this, I was on my iPad and I enjoyed it the most. And once you get used to sort of playing like with your hands like wider, get used to a bit like a bit thicker, it is hard to then go back to like something real skinny. It's like when I travel, sometimes I'll take the iPad, but sometimes I won't. So I get it transferred back to my phone. I'm now on a phone. I usually am on a tablet for Legends. But anywho, you get used to the larger screen is ultimately what I'm saying. However, on this particular one, because it folds, it's a little more weird. Definitely prefer the iPad because iPad is just a nice solid candy bar type design and there's no folding to it. But this massive gameplay screen is so sick that I just can't not use it. It's just so sick. There's no way. Oh dude, I thought that was him. Oh my gosh. I mean, I still needed that. There's another video that you can click on right here, and I'll see you guys over there in that one. Best of luck on your part 2 summons if you're diving in. Have a great day. Keep on keeping on. See you guys in the next one. Bye.